Hiya, it's Terence20001 here, and as you can see I've got a Jawa 638 engine on the bench. Now today I just want to remove this primary sprocket, or rather it's going to have to be pulled off. Now in order to pull these off you do need a special tool. Now I've got one here, but I don't want to use this one today. What I want to do is I want to make one. And this is in response to Pitbull 1952's channel. Now he's requested the measurements of this puller so he can make one for himself. At the moment he's building a Jawa 638 from scratch, and he's got to do a bit of work on the engine, and so he needs one of these pullers. Now the reason why we need one of these pullers on this is because the crankshaft is tapered, and obviously so is the sprocket inside. So once it's pulled up tight on the crank with this nut, it's really hard to get off after. So what we're going to do then is we're going to make the puller out of 50mm by 50mm angle by about 6mm thick. Now the angle iron's outside, so I'm going to go out in a minute, mark it up, take the angle grinder out with a cutting disc and do it out there. So I'll catch you out there then. Okay then, so this is the angle iron then that we're going to use, and I've fixed it down to this portable bench, but what we're going to do now is we'll have a close up so that we can mark it out. So as you can see I've marked it out. So what I've done, got the steel rule, I've measured about 43-44mm, it's not too critical, put a mark there. And then I've got the square, brought it up, marked it off. Then what we're going to do, we're going to turn the angle over, then we're going to mark up about 17-18mm there, each side, and then again draw the line across. So what we're going to cut out is the shaded area that you can see there. Now what we want is we want two of those, and then we're going to mark out for the top of the tool. So what I'll do now, I'll start cutting those out, and then we'll go back into the shed, put them on the bench and assess the next step. Right, I'll carry on cutting that. Right, so these are the three parts then that we've been cutting out, and this is the top, and now this is 50mm by about 43mm, and there's the 2 feet of the puller. Right, so the other thing I've done to those as well is I've took the cutting disc out the angle grinder, I've put the grinding disc back in, and what I've done is I've tapered the foot off here all the way down, tapered it up, leaving 4mm on the edge there. Now I've tapered it up like that for two reasons. Now the first one is because it gives us a nice gusset shape at the edge, which will make the puller much stronger. Now the other one is that the primary sprocket is slightly stepped just before the recess where the puller has to fit. So just here and there, that will just clear the step in order for this 4mm edge there to go into the recess on the primary sprocket. So this shape then here, this gusset, will make it much stronger. So I've done that with the two obviously. Now the next step is we're going to put these actually in the sprocket itself and clamp it together with the G-clamp, and we can tack weld it in place there. Then we can take it out and then weld it up properly. So what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to put the puller, or the feet of the puller, in place on the primary sprocket with the top of the tool like so. If I just get it just right, it should just wedge itself and then I'll get the 3-inch clamp and then just clamp that together. So I'll just put that clamp on there like so. Right, so that now is ready for welding, and what we'll do is we'll put a weld on each corner, just a spot weld with the arc welder, and then we can take it off and we can weld it in properly. So that's what we'll do now. Right, so we've tacked it in place now, so what I'm going to do is remove it from the primary sprocket and we can weld that in properly now. So that's what we're going to do. I'll carry on with that. Right, so I've finished welding it all in then now. So while that's cooling down, we'll go into the shed and we'll go and sort this 12mm bolt out that's going to go through the centre. Right, we'll go in there and do that now. Right, so back in the shed then on the bench, and what I've got here is a 12mm bolt, and it's 70mm on the head, and all we're going to do is grind about 8 to 10mm of the thread off here, just to give it a nice shoulder. And the reason we do that is because under normal use the threads on the end may get damaged and it'll be hard to get the nut off after. And then as soon as I've done that, what we're going to do is I've marked it, as you can see, we're going to put a 6mm hole through the centre, and then we're going to open it out with a 13mm so the bolt can go straight in. And then as soon as we've done that, we'll try it out, see if we can get the sprocket off. Okay, and so we're ready then now, more or less, to use the tool. But before we do, we'll get the bolt. You can see that shoulder there, and we're going to just push it through, put the nut on, like so. Then what we can do then, we can put the spanner on in place. Now that's ready now to just put over the sprocket, so I think we'll start pulling that sprocket off, I think. Okay then, so there's only one thing left to do now, and that's pull it off. So if I just put a spanner over the nut on the inside of the puller there, slide it over the sprocket like so, wind the bolt in, then I'll get the ratchet and let's pull the sprocket off. Now that's it, that's great. Now that came off relatively easy, that did. Now some can be much harder, but as you can see it's loose now. So once I've took the clutch off, the primary sprocket will come straight off in one. So I'd just like to thank Pitbull1952 for the request, and I hope this video along with the measurements can be of some help. So I'll catch you later.